called on the phone and she said she wanted to donate a big box of American Girl dolls for education. I sent Kathy a message about it and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna happen, but it happened.
She's a pretty girl. Josefina's desk is my absolute favorite. I love this little writing desk that all closes up.
Are these little plates?
Tortillas.
Oh, they're tortillas. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we opened up Samantha's map and the U.S. in Samantha's time in 1904.
For a lot of little girls, Samantha was the favorite.
Hi friends, welcome back to our program. Hey Kathy.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
This is a fun program because this is a bit of a mystery. We love mysteries.
Yes.
We love things that happen. So a very, very kind lady, and I already let Kathy know what happened here, named Judy, called on the phone and she said she wanted to donate a big box of American Girl dolls for education, for what we wanted to do and to put it out there and to whatever we saw fit. And so I said, because she was going to be doing all this traveling and all this stuff, and her offer sounded really wonderful. It almost sounded too good to be true. I was like, remember, because I sent Kathy a message about it and I was like, I don't know if this is going to happen, but it happened. About 5 days after that phone call, this box arrived. Stanley, show him this box full of dolls.
It's
now,
an LG box.
It's a large box because there are dolls in here and then there are the desks for the dolls and other related materials. So I am not an American Girl expert, but I happen to have a friend that is an American Girl expert, and Kathy has very graciously come down here so that we can open this box, see what's inside, and chat about the dolls. Thank you for being here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, look at this. Look at this wrap job. This is like, this is so
impressive.
This is very impressive. Now she did send these, Kathy. We're gonna open everything and then we're gonna talk about it. But
wow,
what is this?
I saw it. Looks like, yes, these are the teacher's materials if they wanted to teach the curriculums about the dolls.
So, and this wonderful lady Judy, who is sponsoring this program by sending these things, she was a teacher. She retired and is going to be doing all this traveling, and so that's how we ended up with the dolls. But she wanted to teach, so
right. And you know, the idea of American Girl was to teach kids about history, little girls about history, and so having this doll friend that was from this time period meant that you would learn all about the time period that they were from. And then you can see these maps that came with the teaching curriculums, which show what the U.S., what America looked like during that doll's time period. So there you've got Kirsten, and it shows all the territories in the frontier and, you know, what her world was actually like.
here's Ellis Island, 1904,
Yeah.
and it has information and pictures, and I mean, this is really, really, this is great, especially
really
for a teacher.
thorough.
Yeah.
It was so well researched, and they really prided themselves in taking time to do it right.
Teacher's guide, and these are thick guides.
Yeah, they're chock full.
It's fantastic. Okay, so now the next thing that we are going to do is get to the bottom of this box. Judy also sent a letter, she's just excited that they're here and that we get to make this content, so I'm really thankful for Kathy coming so that we can do it justice and share some of these. So we're gonna get to the bottom of these, put them on the table, and then we'll be right back. We're getting into it, and I didn't have it all unpacked already for Kathy because part of the intrigue is also just the opening, am I right?
Yeah, this is like Christmas.
What is this right here?
This is Felicity's chair. It's basically her desk, and it has a little drawer that goes underneath there, and then a little tabletop that'll go in there and swivel.
Oh, well,
Guessing
hopefully
was
it's all...
I know, hopefully it's here.
Yeah, hopefully it's all here.
Dismantled for...
Stanley's getting in on the action. Getting it for the...
Josephina. Oh my gosh. That's her original braid. See how it's chopped off evenly at the bottom? They did that in the factory. So when you take her hair down, it's uneven, and everyone always thinks it's been trimmed. But it's because they cut it off evenly in the factory once it was braided. She's a pretty girl. And that is her school outfit, too.
Fun with bubble wrap. That's what the snapping is.
We will be reusing all of the bubble wrap. We always reuse it.
Oh, I'm glad, because I've been taking it apart all carefully, too.
Right,
yes.
We never throw it away. We always reuse
I know,
the packing.
we reuse, recycle.
So if you're packages ever look like it has funky old bubble wrap?
No, we don't use funky old bubble wrap, but we do reuse clean, nice bubble wrap.
It's not that funky, but if it's ever not perfect, that's because we're thinking about stuff like that. School desk.
That's Addie's. This should have a bench somewhere. Oh, her face is a little squished. Poor dear.
We pop it out?
Yeah, so what you do is you take the head off and you put hot water inside. And it won't get into the eyes because the eyes are enclosed like a little cup of plastic. But you put hot water inside to get the vinyl soft again. And then once you dump it out, it'll dry or it'll cool in its original position. It's just from storage. Probably had something heavy on her face.
She has a very plain face. Or has she faded?
I know, actually, you know, she's like early 90s, and this was a period where they had, I love it, I like the light pink face coloring that she's got. I think she's about 92. And she has, pardon me, I'm getting old, so I have to take off my glasses to see. She has the eyes that we've been calling cinnamon. So they have kind of like these cinnamon colored flecks in them, or streaks in them. There you go.
There we go.
So a bunch of collectors and I nicknamed these cinnamon because they're unique eyes. They're made about 92, we think. And they're really pretty because they've got just these kind of cinnamon streaks in them.
We've had this box for several months. We just haven't had an opportunity to film with Kathy just due to our schedule. So this is fun to do this.
I think it's because they were shipped with the desks on them. Her face is a little smushed too.
Oh, the dust did that? They even with all the packing?
I think the weight of the desks might have done it. It depends how they were stored before they were sent to you, but I think that's her original braid. See how it's tucked up and tied underneath? Mm-hmm. That's her original braid. Her school outfit and that little medal. Collectors go crazy for that because it's often lost. It's the medal that Addie won in school.
Oh. That's sweet.
Kirsten. So that's the later. There's two different versions of her school dress, and this is the slightly later one. The earlier one is kind of a brighter red, and instead of those little, I guess they're little flowers, instead of those little flowers, she has like division symbols on the earlier
cute.
one.
We are busy opening up all the wonderful food, and I apologize to Kathy because I could have opened all this stuff up, but you said it's kind of fun.
It is. It's like Christmas. Look at this. So this is Addie's lunch.
I don't know if that's FDA approved.
Oh.
And then it goes
I'm glad
in
that you
little
know
tin.
who goes where. I knew I needed an expert here because did you open up that lunchbox or it was
This one,
not
so I
openable?
had to put this one all together. It was empty. Everything was shipped separately. So yes, it does open. So these little, you know, these tabs break off all the time because kids don't realize that you have to squeeze on these little red dots. There's one on each side. So you squeeze it and the tabs move apart and then you can open this.
Oh, that is
But-
super, super fragile.
Yeah, it really is. And you get a lot of them with broken tabs because the kids just force it off. And then there's Kirsten's lunch in there.
Cute.
She has a chunk of bread, chunk of cheese, and an apple, and a sausage.
I love this. It reminds me of like Heidi's lunch too. Remember in the book Heidi? It was always a chunk of cheese, chunk of bread.
Right?
Cute.
Now you almost think of that as being very French, but it was just historically
Yeah.
accurate lunches.
Yep. And even now, chunk of cheese, chunk of bread.
Right? I'm good for a while.
I'm good for a while. Okay, so we're still unpacking, but this is all of this. So we will be recycling this and using all of this in other packages. And man, this has been a big box sitting in our shop for the last 3 months. So it'll definitely free up some space. It's a lot. Okay, so we're still unwrapping here, but this is interesting. Kathy's going to show us Josefina's desk.
Yes, I have to show you because this is my favorite of all the desks. So it's a writing desk, and so you pull these out, and then that supports that, and it's beautiful. And then inside here, you have a secret compartment. So if you push on that, that opens up. It's a false bottom. And then she's got all of her little supplies. This tiny, tiny feather gets lost so often. And then she's got her little book. I love how they replicated like actual books from the period. I don't actually remember what all that is, but and this little thing, some of these things are so fragile you have to be really careful so that knot keeps it closed.
Oh, 1824.
Yeah.
Wow. What a great way for children to learn about history. I love this.
Yeah.
What are the writings? Just different journal entries, or?
Yeah, it's the Montoya family, Josefina Montoya's family. And then it looks like it's kind of like a little ledger.
Yeah.
One of the pieces to Josefina's story is that she weaves. And so she's got like a weaving outfit that came out later. And
Love it.
And actually there's a little loom that you can find too sometimes in the secondary market.
Well, we have everything unwrapped. Kathy is going to teach us about these items and show them to you. I want to give a special thank you to Judy, who has donated all of these items to our shop for this program. She was worried about it. It was weighing heavy on her heart. She sent us a long letter, and she really wanted these to go out and to benefit somebody, people on the internet, collectors, children, somebody, because she has taken such good care of these all over the years. So they are in a good place, and this is why we're doing the video, is because one, we want to educate and we want to get it out there and share the love of dolls, and of course American Girl dolls, which has been a lot of fun over the years, especially with our wonderful Kathy. So Kathy is here with us to help share and talk about these dolls. So Kathy, what is your first impression of this collection?
Well, first of all, I learned something new today, because these dolls, like, clearly this was a teacher setup that you ordered, and I didn't know that they would come dressed in their school outfits and basically with everything you needed to teach students about what school was like for kids in their years, in their, you know, the time periods where they came from. So I didn't know that, and I think this is fascinating because it really is just an encapsulated teaching curriculum that teachers could order. It's fantastic.
All right, so where should we start? Are we just going to go from one end to the other?
Yeah, let's do one end to the other. This Addie is one of my favorites. I absolutely love Addie. So here you have her. It was actually a two-person desk, so that's why there's two separate segments there, and with a separate bench. And then she had her school supplies, a little satchel.
Oh.
And you know, the abacus, the slate with the slate pencil, and then she had her school lunch too, which I think I showed a little bit earlier. And then the cookies. The cookies spell out love.
Oh. And is this stuff usually broken, played with?
A lot of
not
times,
found?
yeah, a lot of times, especially these little tiny cookies, they are lost. You know, the couple get separated or lost because they're so tiny. All this tiny stuff is the kind of stuff that gets separated from the doll, and like her metal too, that's something that gets separated frequently.
And then also included are these.
So there's 5 copies of, you know, the Addie Learns a Lesson book, which is all about Addie in school. You know, curriculum guide, and then this map that shows what the U.S. was like in Addie's time.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
The planning and research that went into producing these dolls too, and making sure it's historically accurate.
Yeah, they would have panels, then they would make sure that everything was historically accurate, and especially on Addie, because, you know, Addie being a fairly unique black doll, having her own mold, having a story that starts off with her in slavery and escaping from slavery, they had, you know, it's a sensitive topic, and they had to make sure everything was accurate. And then we've got Samantha. Samantha, for a lot of kids, was the favorite because she was fancy, she was Victorian. I mean, technically it's Edwardian period, but still she's fancy. So, you know, for a lot of little girls, Samantha was the favorite. So her school lunch is a little bit different. You see the nice fancy napkin that it all comes wrapped in. Oops, and there goes the peach. Deviled egg, very, very fancy compared to Addie's. And like I said, you know, everything was intended to be historically accurate. So, you know,
A little sandwich.
Addie wouldn't be going to school with a deviled egg.
And a gingerbread man.
You know. her own little books for school. So she has a little composition book and then this pencil box, which actually does have some pencils and a little fountain pen and a little pad for erasing. And then she has a primer composition book and report book.
Okay, we opened up Samantha's map and the U.S. in Samantha's time in 1904.
Much different than Addie's time.
I really love this. I really love that this is such a neat way to teach children and to learn. I love that. Okay, who's next?
Then we go to Felicity. So now we're jumping backwards in time because, you know, Felicity is from 1774. So everything looks a little bit different for her. Writing set, her school set has a nice little quill pen, and it's her little inkwell, and drying salts to sprinkle on it so the ink wouldn't smear. And in fact, if you look through her book, you can see all the smeared ink.
I love that.
Very different time. I know, the attention to detail is amazing. And then she also, in her book, has a tea lesson where she learns about making tea and proper etiquette. And so her tea lesson set has a little ball of tea in there, and then her teacup and spoon and saucer.
Is this a little,
Yeah.
is that tea or is it a little?
I think it's tea. I think that's how it came.
All right, we just said that this was tea, but we looked it up and it's not. It is actually a little pastry.
Yep, it is called a queen cake.
A queen cake. Okay. All right, so now we know we're not crazy, but they did sell tea in blocks and you did just chip off a portion of the tea, but that does look like a cake, so a queen cake. All right.
Well, the tea blocks, like I said, it was a long time. It was before the Revolutionary War. I looked it up, but apparently it's a widely circulated myth that they were still using bricks of tea. But during the Revolutionary War period, it was in leaf form for the most part.
Okay. All right. See, you can learn and time travel just with tea.
And then Kirsten is frontier period, so 1854. And, you know, so she has a slate and a little slate pencil, a little chalk pencil. And she has her reader and a ruler and a little satchel to keep it all in. And she has a bucket and a ladle for drinking because things were a little bit different in a frontier schoolhouse. And then, of course, the lunch that we talked about earlier is very difficult to get apart. As you can see, it's a very different kind of meal than either Addie or Samantha had. A little bit more rustic, just an apple and a hunk of cheese, a hunk of bread, and a piece of sausage.
Yeah, that covers all the bases.
And Josefina, like I said earlier, Josefina's desk is my absolute favorite. I love this little writing desk that all closes up. And, you know, again, she's got a little feather quill pen and her little jar of ink, and then her ledger.
Were all of these items sold separately, or how?
Yes, so it looks like as a teacher you bought a whole kit, but for a parent buying for your child, the doll would actually come in their meet outfit, which these dolls are all in their school outfits, but the doll would come in their meet outfit. So you would buy the school outfit, you would buy the school supplies, you would buy the desk, that was a separate set, and then the lunch was a separate set as well. Everything was separate. So her lunch came with the drinking canteen, which actually is like ceramic or pottery or something, so you gotta be careful not to break it. And then her little satchel has food in it. That's
Look at
like
that. I love the little
cheese all
food.
wrapped up. Yeah. And I love it, and I love this.
Onions?
Yeah, and then it's like, if you feel it, it's kind of a rubbery consistency. It's like Kirsten's is hard, but this is kind of a rubbery.
Are these little plates?
Tortillas.
Oh, they're tortillas. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
And then all of them, of course, come with the teacher's books and the manuals and the little maps. It's beautiful. Now, I asked you to bring a Molly because Judy did not send the Molly. So we have a Molly as a representation, but she is not in her school outfit.
No, Molly didn't understand the assignment. She came in her meet outfit instead of her school outfit. So her school outfit would be like a plaid jumper dress over a white blouse. And
Is it on any of these?
I don't know. Yes, it's right there.
Okay, here we go. That is her school outfit right there.
Yep. And then green ribbons in her hair instead of red.
We're gonna have to get a Molly so we can complete the set.
Yeah.
But this is her school desk?
Yes, this is her
Yes.
school desk. It's it opens up. And I did not bring her school books. She has a red canvas, like a messenger bag, like a shoulder bag. Has some books and a report card, and you know, kind of like the others have.
What a special thing to see these and to learn about them. We're going to be taking some of the Tonys out back here and putting the dolls with their little vignettes right in there, which I think is really, really special. Is there anything else we need to know about these dolls, Kathy?
I think it's such a treasure, really, to have been sent these, because they're all so perfect. And I know that Judy was a teacher, but these
Yes.
were obviously displayed, because her braid is the factory braid. It was never taken out. It's just perfect. There's hardly a hair out of place. And same for Kirsten. Those are also her factory braids.
Yep, this is really fun. This is really fun. This will be very fun for a lot of the American Girl collectors out there who love to see what we have, and then also just to see the dolls in their little outfits and their representations is just such a treat. What are you on the hunt for, Kathy? What's your next bucket list doll?
Oh man, I need Felicity's Windsor chair, which is her school chair. That's one thing that I haven't gotten in my own collection yet. And
Okay.
It's getting to the point where there aren't many things left that I'm looking for, but that is one of them.
That is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's the chair right there, so you can see that out there if we have any friends out there who have them. We have Kathy's information in the video, and then of course, Kathy, you do a lot on Instagram.
I do.
Yes, and what is your handle?
Against Doll Odds.
Against Doll Odds. I love it. And then you also do repair and all kinds of wonderful things.
I do. I restring them. I restore hair. I do some eye work, because they do have problems with their eyes over time. I do some eye work. I do a lot of repairs.
Yeah. Thank you. And you've done them on our channel, so we're
Yes.
very, very grateful. So this is really fun. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye. Again, I want to thank Kathy for coming here and chatting with us about these wonderful dolls and sharing in the experience of unboxing them. Again, thank you, Judy, the wonderful person that has donated them to us. A lot of people ask me sometimes when I get things donated, what do I do with them? Sometimes we sell them. A lot of times, most of the time, we do give a lot of things away that are donated to us. But this particular grouping, this is going to go on display here because the original intent was for people to enjoy and especially to learn and to be educated by these dolls. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have Christopher, when he comes to work next, he is going to take out some of these Tonys, which we are going to be selling these Tonys and making space and creating little vignettes in here for the dolls. And then I'm going to have a little sign and to show and to talk about the different time periods for each doll. And so when somebody comes in, they can see the dolls and they can learn about what a child would have worn during that time period when they went to school, what their desk might have looked like, what their lunch might have looked like. I think it's a wonderful thing to share for people of all ages, especially people that come in here to learn. We have a tremendous amount of things that are permanent pieces in a museum-like setting here. So we actually have more displayed that is the museum piece of our shop than what is actually displayed that's for sale. Being an internet company, we sell online, so everything that's for sale is in the back. And I really like to harness our showrooms to have something just spectacular for doll lovers alike to enjoy. So that's what we're going to do with it. So thank you again to Judy and to Kathy, and thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this, and happy collecting with the American Girl world.